Hello, bonjour, it's Marlène from Skinny Croissant. Welcome to my kitchen. So today, as we are still in the season and because I love it, we're gonna make again butternut squash 3 different ways. So a soup, butternut squash and apple with cardamom, then a savory crumble, and the roasted butternut squash with Parma ham and cheese. I'm very excited. So I start with the crumble because it's the longest to cook, and then we'll do the soup. We need half of the butternut squash and 1 courgette zucchini that we're gonna cut in little cubes, both of them. It takes a bit of time because the butternut squash is always a pain to peel. So the oven is preheated at 180 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, with a bit of oil, we're gonna cook all of that with the onion for like 10 minutes on low heat or medium heat with salt, pepper, and a bit of thyme. Meanwhile, we are making the soup. Same scenario, the peeling is the longest, and once it's done, it's very, very easy. The seeds, keep them. We're gonna roast them. You can roast them with olive oil and a bit of herbs in the oven, and keep that for salads or aperitif as a snack. Okay, once you've done that, you wash them and put them on the side. Apple that we peel and desseed. So I'm back to my crumble. I leave that on the side, the soup, for a while because now it starts to be golden. We grind walnuts. So I'm making my stock, so 1 vegetable cube, bouillon, hot water, le persil. So I'm adding the pancetta, it's smoked, in my pan. A bit of parsley, so everything in your baking tray. And you stuck on the top. Not to the top, halfway, because it's already cooked, so we need a bit of liquid to finish the cooking. And walnuts on the top. So I added a few little cubes of butter on the top, not too much because otherwise it's going to be like too heavy with the pancetta and walnuts, just a little bit, and in the oven for 15 minutes. Alors, same story, little cubes. Again, same story, butternut squash, onion, salt and pepper, till it's very soft. So you have to leave it a bit longer than the butternut for the crumble. Meanwhile, the third dish, butternut squash with Parma ham and cheese. Donc again, the same. The difference is We're not gonna peel them because the advantage of buying organic veg and fruits and everything, you can wash and eat the skin, because when you put that in the oven it becomes very crispy and delicious. That we just take off the seeds for later. Et c'est tout. A bit of salt, not too much because the prosciutto is already salty. Black pepper. And thyme again. A bit of olive oil, and in the oven at 180 degrees still. I cut the apple in cubes. We're gonna blend them so they don't have to be exactly the same. But I just keep a few slices that I'm gonna cut very finely for decoration. So apple with the butternut squash. If you make one with 1 cube, 1 liter, more or less, you can use it for the soup and the crumble both. So cardamom powder, and I have some in the pod, so you have the seeds, and on the top for decoration with apple and a drizzle of olive oil. Ta-da! C'est beau, non? C'est des graines. So half an hour in the oven, it's nearly cooked. It's a bit hot, so you have to wait a little bit, and you roll it with the prosciutto. So I'm adding a bit of thyme, why not? And goat cheese. So you can add mozzarella, you can add feta cheese, creamy fresh goat cheese. This one's gonna melt in the oven. And back in the oven for like 10 minutes. Smells so good. I left it 15 minutes because 10 minutes was not enough and they were still a bit hard, but it's done. You should smell that. That's all for today. Thank you very much as always for liking, sharing and subscribing. You can find this recipe in the description below in French and in English. Same as the blog, skinnycroissant.com, where you can find all those recipes and proportions. And I see you next week for a new recipe. Bye bye! The mix: walnuts, butternut squash with a bit of pancetta. It's divine.